Of all the many dream islands that litter the Thailand coastline, Koh Samui, 700 kilometers to the south of the capital Bangkok, is without doubt the most seductive. Miles of scenic and unspoilt beaches that were originally a mecca for the backpackers in the 70s. And they're now the home to some of the best hotels in the world. When I first came here in 1998, I stayed at the first of these new hotels, the Boathouse, named after the original authentic rice barges which rest in the grounds and have now been converted into family suites. Situated right on a golden palm fringed beach, where else better to enjoy the warm sunshine and dramatic sunsets. But it's not always sunshine all the way in Koh Samui. The lush vegetation comes at a price, and during the rainy season, the afternoon rainstorm catches many tourists unawares. Still, the rain is warm, it doesn't last long, and you soon dry off. Although the roads are improving, many are still unsurfaced and at times very narrow, and the locals do not share the same concept of road safety that we do. With a multitude of mopeds and motorbikes, many with several people on board that come at you from all directions, and cars, taxis and pickup trucks which hold a firm belief that any side of the road will do, it makes for interesting driving around the island, especially through Chaweng at night time. And during a tropical downpour, where visibility is almost zero, travelling into the heart of the island along its narrow mountain tracks, where road surfaces become almost invisible, can lead to interesting results.
Sometimes the things that I get involved in, I think I've really had fun this time. I'm really stuck in the middle of absolutely nowhere in a tropical rainstorm, and I expect that I will have to walk a few miles back again, either that way or that way. I'm not really sure which way it's going to be, to try and find a lorry to get me out of this ditch.
There's only one main road, and that goes right around the island, and it mainly follows the coastline and through sleepy villages. It takes you to innumerable beaches and coves which are straight out of the travel magazines. Many people come to scuba dive off Koh Phar Nagan, Koh Tao or the Anthong National Park, to enjoy the corals and the multitude of marine life. And the journey there on board a high-powered, swift, sleek and sexy speedboat is exhilarating to say the least. Being in what was exotically called the Gulf of Siam, now the Gulf of Thailand, the warm seas are clean and full of marine life. The islands can only be described as exotic and retain much of that original charm which has all but disappeared from many popular tourist destinations. I will never forget, having read about the secretive 5 islands in Bangkok Airways magazine as I flew from Hong Kong, actually gaining permission to visit them. Travelling on a traditional long-tail boat across azure blue sea. Arriving on the only beach on the islands. And meeting some of the local sea gypsy guards who live there in wood and bamboo houses. Many perched precariously on the sheer limestone cliff faces. Visitors are not welcome because the sea gypsy guards are there to prevent the birds' nests being stolen. In Hong Kong and China, these are regarded as great delicacies and are worth between £2,500 and £3,000 per kilo. But back in Koh Samui, I have to say that I have been in and out of many international airports, but none with such charm as the one in Koh Samui. It is being modernized, but it can never lose its wonderful, warm, welcoming feeling, with exotic butterflies flitting from bush to bush. Samui's 40,000 inhabitants are believed to originate from Malaysian fishermen, Chinese merchants and sea gypsies over 1500 years ago. It is predominantly a Buddhist country, and there are many old and new temples dedicated to the religion throughout the whole island. The most notable one is Big Buddha at Wat Phra Yai. It's 11 meters wide, 15 meters tall, covered in gold and gains in value every year as devotees add slivers of gold leaf for good luck or atonement. Here at Wat Pai Lane, one of the most colourful, Buddha has 18 arms and the temple is constantly being added to. Most of the island is mountainous and covered with palm trees, with the forestry sweeping right down to the granite bouldered coastline. And the largest industry and export is the humble coconut. In many villages, the local farmers have trained macaque monkeys to harvest the coconuts, scampering up the smooth tree trunks, unscrewing the coconuts and throwing them down to the waiting farmer below. They can pick between 800 and 1,000 nuts every day. Far more than humans. Wives then begin the skilled but highly dangerous job, separating all parts of the nut. Every part of the coconut is used, and it's no surprise that Koh Samui is known as the Coconut Island, especially when you realise that they ship over 2 million nuts to Bangkok every month. Going off the beaten track, you can visit exotic waterfalls at Nam Wang. Take elephant rides through the tropical jungle and see the natural erotic rock formations at the end of Lamai Beach. Hin Ta and Hin Yai, grandfather and grandmother rocks. They never fail to raise a giggle. See huge water buffaloes in their natural surroundings. Cockfighting, or even a snake farm. Here they breed snakes for eating and medicinal purposes by extracting venom for use as anti-serum in hospitals around the world. But I have to say that of all the many shows and experiences that I've had on my travels, none made me feel like not participating in this one. The real stars are the seasonal professionals handling the snakes and reptiles. Mr. Snake performs this trick and has still managed to keep his manhood intact. And the performance by Mr. Scorpion with his black scorpions and poisonous centipedes was absolutely breathtaking. When it came to watching Mr. Snake with his cobras, that was the time I was glad that I was sitting near the back of the auditorium.
15 years ago, his post-attack, his career, his cover killer, cover hunter. He was killing the cover monster.
สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Koh Samui.
Samui people are gentle, they're laid back and very easygoing. If something has to be done, it will get done. Well, sooner or later. They're also very creative and artistic people. I had never seen soap carving like this before. And if you want a suit made in 24 hours, they'll do it for you. The markets are fascinating places to visit, especially the ones that are used by local people. Being mainly of Chinese extraction, local people love their cage birds. And goodness knows what some of these things are. But obviously they're part of the Samui diet. All the markets are lively and everyone is so friendly, prepared to help and explain, even when asked the most ridiculous of questions. I just love spending time here, because here you can actually experience how local people live. The fresh fish market gets a bit aromatic in the summer though, but the range of food which is available off the coast of Samui is extraordinary. and it's not unusual to see fish being dried out in the street in the hot sunshine. Mind you, if you want to buy a genuine fake Rolex watch, a DVD of a film that has just been premiered in the cinema, or the latest CD, then you can. All pirated, of course, with no guarantee that they'll play on your system back home. The sunsets that can be seen from Chaweng, the Five Islands beach, are, to put it mildly, stunning. On more than one evening, I lay on the warm, soft sand with a nice cool beer as I listened to the silence, broken only by the sound of a fisherman, way out in the Gulf of Thailand, as he made his way home. I lay there thinking about what a lady spraying those coconut husks told me about the island. Samui is a place where true friendship is never forgotten, and also with the thoughts of a fisherman I had met only days before. When I asked him in true city dweller style one evening, looking at my watch, I said, "Isn't it time to finish for the day?" His reply was, "On Samui, time is not measured by the ticking of the clock, but by the changing colours painted by the sunlight on the sea."